You're one of the players that's actually been there in a past generation, and you're there. You was there recently. What are some of the big differences between like them and now?
I think back then, when you look at the changing room we had you, Vida, Pat, Giggsy, Scholesy, incredible leaders in the dressing room, like so powerful that you wouldn't let anything get in the way of the team's performance, the team winning every week. That winning mentality was just so strong and powerful that no one in that dressing room, no one who came in could disrupt that. Now I think the way the game's changed and moved on and developed and adapted, players maybe don't have the ability to call anyone out anymore, don't have the power to be like, that's not what we do at this football club. Like, you might do it at the other club, but don't come in here and start acting like that. It doesn't work here.
Why
And
not?
I'm not suggesting that happens every single day at the club. I'm just saying that, you know, if we lost a game, we'd be having a meeting the next day, not with the coaching staff and the managers. Like you or Giggsy would be taking a meeting saying, this ain't good enough. We're losing one game. This is not good enough. This isn't. I remember we was away at Stoke, and it was my first season at United. And I was marking Crouch at corners. I'm thinking, why can't you mark Crouch at corners?
My back.
Yeah. Marking Johnny Walters. It's like, it must have been last 10, 15 minutes. We were 1-0 up. It must have been 10, 15 corners. And I've got myself to every ball. I'm thinking, I'm doing well here against Crouch. He's so big. Yeah. He gets a run, you know, the ball stands in the air, the windy.
It's impossible.
Britannia, it's impossible. Someone gets a jump on you, bang, especially him, it's a goal. The last corner, the last second of the game, bang, gets over me, gets caught in the wind, bang, straight over me, 1-1. So I get into the changing room after the game. I'm thinking, well, bearing in mind, this is like my 10th game in at United. I'm thinking, well, I've done all right. It's not that bad. It's a draw. We've not got beat. And I remember the dressing room, the mood in the dressing room was like someone had died. And I'm thinking, is everyone all right here? It's like, what's going on? Like, because I said to you, I turned around and said, bloody hell, I was like, you won the game, like good point. I wanted a bit of validation that like, and you was like, nah, it's not good enough at this football club, mate. And that was the moment I was like, like that's the level we need to be at every single game. Like that changed my whole perspective of football.
When did that change? Because you talk about how now sometimes players can come in and you know, you feel as if that winning culture can be disrupted. Sorry.
I'll tell you when it changed. Well, I think from the outside, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, I rang Wazza when I saw Paul Pogba and Jesse Lingard dancing when we were 6th in the league on Instagram, and I rang Wazza and said, what is going on here? How are you allowing this? And he went, Ree, can't say nothing. Like, it's just not the same.
The way the game's gone and
Wayne Rooney couldn't say.
Yeah, he said
Wayne Rooney.
Yeah, but he said to me, Ree.
What'd you say?
He said there's not only Jesse and Paul, there's a load of them all together, all looking at me like I'm mad if I say anything like this.
Can you imagine that happening in the dressing room we were in? You get you get tortured.
Yeah, and it was do you know what? It's not even about, and I don't remember that exact moment, but you know that winning and that was the same in training.
Do you remember the day before games? I say to people, right, the day before game we used to do young v old.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
8 aside.
I'm telling you now, other than the top games we used to play against Liverpool and City and that, those games were more intense than the actual game on a Saturday.
Yeah.
The Saturday game was become easier than the one on the Friday. You did not lose that game on Friday.
I've never believed you.
I
just thought you was.
They think I'm gassing myself like this.
All right,
you did not lose that game on a Friday.
I still don't have these type of conversations.
Yeah. we went 1-0 up against these on a Friday, and these would be on at each other, like arguing, like frothing at the mouth, like. And they'd always find a way to turn it around. We'd hardly ever win.
They always went one up.
Always went one up.
And they would start. And this is on a Friday. Yeah, they would all start celebrating, high fiving, like. So they'll be all like, score a goal, go 1 or 2 up, and then we go like 3 minutes in, and we'll be arguing between us, the older team, and then all of a sudden we'd get one, and these that would capitulate.
we would absolutely all off. We would melt. Absolute melt.
And then the whole day on a Friday, we'd travel to, say, London for an away game.
Yeah.
And these lot will get abused.
Yeah.
Any workshop? Well, what? You got destroyed this morning.
Wow, it was all about winning, basically.
The culture.
It was madness. Like, you look back and think, like, those are unbelievable times.
Oh.
So you're saying when you spoke to Wazza, you could see that, okay, things had changed.
But isn't it like a manager's job to protect that culture and the mentality? Do you know what I mean?
It is, yeah.
Or the staff above, the directors of football and whatnot, and the people that are running the football club.
I always think, excuse me, as a manager, you know when Sir Alex walked into the canteen, like you knew he was there. You could be having your dinner, and you knew. You don't even have to see him. You know he's in the room. Like as a manager, like I'm not saying to that level, but you have to command the respect, and you have to create that aura that you are the boss, you are the leader, and you lead by example, the cliche, whatever. But he was so influential in that dressing room that when he left, and David Moyes come in, like. It was just a bit more of a nicey, high-fivey. Just didn't feel the same energy that you felt with Sir. It's really hard to put into words.
The intensity or the
maybe little things, ever so slightly, little things that you would never have got away with under Sir Alex.
Like what are they? I can't remember.
I don't know. Turn up late to a meeting, or strolling outside 5 minutes after the warm-up starts, or I can't, or turn up late to the bus, or. Just tiny little details or things on Instagram or social media that would never have happened, and you wouldn't have even thought about doing it. It just slowly started creeping in, and yeah.
So this idea that this Manchester United team is better than it suggests, it's not. It's a really average team for what Manchester United needs to be, and as a group of players, I don't like them.
How did they finish second last season?
I don't know. Maybe Jose Mourinho at the time told us that it was his greatest ever achievement finishing second with that team. And we all laughed because we always thought it was Jose just playing in. Maybe he was right. Maybe it was a great achievement. Maybe actually that wasn't an incredible thing that happened. But what I would say is that Tottenham team, when we think back towards it and the characters that it had in it, the poor characters that it had in it, and we used to ridicule them at the time, and we used to really sort of, when we you go to watch teams all the time in the Premier League.
There's more quality in this United squad than that Tottenham squad.
No, but you grow to like teams and you grow not to like teams. I've never not liked a Manchester United team. I've always thought, to be fair, the team can win, the team can lose, the team can draw. But I really struggle with this team to watch them. I really struggle to feel that they really mean. And what pains me more is that the two clubs that I dislike the most, that I watch on Saturday night and I watch here tonight, I see everything right. I see a spirit, a hunger, a resilience, a toughness, a going to the end. Forget the quality's there as well. They've got a lot better quality. But actually the foundations, and all it's got, I think, there's a two-stage job for Manchester United now. The idea that Manchester United should talk about a Championship and Premier League title-winning team at this moment is nonsensical. Forget it. The first thing they have to do is cleanse the dressing room, cleanse the club. And that's from the top to the bottom, to be honest. It doesn't just start in the dressing room. There's things above that need to be dealt with as well. They need someone to run the football side of the club. And
well, on that point, do you like the idea of hunting for an ex-Manchester United player? It seems to be the ongoing process.
Manchester United player, I think what they should do to start with is shift the people who are in charge of the club at this moment in time back into the business side of the club, back down to London. I think they should put a new football department in charge who are the best in class, not have played at the club before, I've got 200 games for the club, or have been at the club 15 years, or have been a fan. The best in class football operators. They've got 3 here, by the way. Not none, 3. And basically, underneath that, then put the right recruitment people, the right technical people. Then the manager and the coach will find it a lot easier, and then you get the right spirit in the dressing room, the right group of people in the dressing room. We've seen one out here tonight, like Harry Maguire, and I'm not, to be fair, disrespecting Leicester, but he's a type of character that you would expect to see. Let me finish, Dave, please. And from that point then, you might then get into the top 4 and finish 4th and 3rd, and you might develop a team that the fans like again, that we can see, hear and respect professionally. And from that moment, that might take 2 or 3 years, you can then go on and you can go for the title. This is a 5-year project. United are not going to go from where they are today to win the title in the next 12 to 18 months, 2 years. It isn't going to happen. So think about a plan that's going to work, but you've got to get the right people in first. What's happened is over the last 5 years that the club has ricocheted and bounced like a pinball from one manager to another with different philosophies. They've been pulled around. They've been played in the transfer market time and time again. And forget whether I would have agreed with it or not agreed with it at the time. If you've not delivered success on the pitch, and football clubs are about performance and delivering success, if you've not delivered on the pitch for 5, 6, 7 years, there comes a point where you've got to say, well, hang on a second, it can't just keep being the coach. There's got to be people above that have to step aside and move into a different role. Because I'll be honest with you, if I run a football club and I didn't achieve our goals for 7 years, I wouldn't think I was doing very well. And the goals of Manchester United Football Club are not about just the bottom line. Yeah, of course it has to make a lot of profit, but it has to deliver performance and results, and it's not.
I don't know. It's not good. It's not good. They're obviously in a tough place. Their manager's under pressure. Again, there was players played last night for United, and you thought they would have been leaving the club maybe in the summer, and you're still going back to the same players who have been getting Man United nowhere fast over the last 1 or 2 years. So what's the sign of insanity? Doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. This group's not going to change. And as I said, if they're not going to work as hard as the opposition, then you're in trouble. And they don't. So what about your body language? I go back to the players I've played with, wide players who were very, very talented. Giggs, Beckham, Sharp, Kanchelskis. Let me tell you, they ran. They bloody ran. And they were top players for Man United. And it's all right running that way, you've got to run back. And the reason Man United fans don't jump on players' backs that quickly, let me tell you. Sometimes they do give them the benefit of it. They're really frustrated with Marcus Rashford at the moment for his lack of skill. And not really, because they don't see a player running. Like James said, playing for the badge. He's a local lad. He's had a lot of plaudits over the last few years. He's got the mega deal, all well and good. And you look at players, I'm always looking at players, the hunger, have they got that desire to do well? And Marcus isn't showing it that much. So whatever you give him a ball to take a penalty, no, I need a bit more. When you run forward, no problem. But you bloody run back when you're playing for Man United, and no excuses. And all we do is hear excuses. Confidence. Listen, every player can have a dip in confidence. Sometimes, again, you go back and you go, how do I fix this? You run. We're talking about examples around the training ground. The one thing you want from a player, and a Man United player, is going, first of all, straight away I'd be looking at the work rate, the desire. He's obviously a talented boy. He's 26, and we go, well, if he's one of the more senior players, and he's got that mega deal now, huge money, he's got to set the example. He's going to run more than anybody. Just the fact he's got that behind him. And he's got to lead by example, and he's certainly not. Is he on his own? Absolutely not. Of course not.
That's what.
But he's one of the experienced senior players in that dressing room, and if he's not putting his shift in, not good.